The Fool marks the beginning of the journey. It speaks of new paths, fresh energy, and stepping into the unknown without guarantees. This card asks you to trust the experience itself rather than the outcome. You don't need a perfect plan, only openness and courage. The Fool reminds you that growth begins when you're willing to risk looking foolish in order to discover something real, meaningful, and alive. The Magician represents personal power and conscious creation. You already possess everything you need: focus, intention, emotion, and action. This card appears when it's time to stop waiting and start directing your energy with purpose. Thoughts become words, words become actions, actions become reality. The Magician asks you to recognize your influence and use it wisely. Creation happens when intention meets commitment. The High Priestess invites you inward. She represents intuition, mystery, and unseen truth. Logic will not answer your current questions, only stillness will. Something is forming beneath the surface, and forcing clarity too soon may distort it. This card asks you to listen, observe, and trust what you feel, rather than what you're told. Wisdom emerges quietly when you stop searching and start receiving. The Empress is creation, nourishment, and abundance. She represents growth in all forms: emotional, physical, and creative. This card asks you to care for what you're building and to allow yourself pleasure without guilt. When the Empress appears, it's a reminder that life flourishes when supported with patience and love. Creation thrives not through force, but through consistent nurturing and presence. The Emperor represents structure, authority, and responsibility. This card appears when order is required, either within yourself or your environment. It asks you to lead with clarity, establish boundaries, and take ownership of your role. Stability doesn't come from control alone, but from consistency and discipline. The Emperor reminds you that true power is built, not demanded, and maintained through integrity. The Hierophant speaks of tradition, belief systems, and spiritual structure. This card invites you to examine what you've been taught by culture, family, or religion, and decide what still resonates. Guidance may come from a teacher, mentor, or established path, but this card also challenges blind obedience. Growth occurs when wisdom is honored, yet questioned, and beliefs are consciously chosen. The Lovers represent connection, alignment, and meaningful choice. While often associated with relationships, this card is ultimately about values. A decision stands before you, one that reflects who you truly are. This choice cannot be made lightly or unconsciously. The Lovers ask you to align action with truth and to choose from the heart rather than fear or expectation. The Chariot is determination, momentum, and focused will. Conflicting forces are present, but success comes through balance and direction. This card signals forward movement, often after struggle. You are being asked to commit fully and steer your energy intentionally. Victory isn't about domination, it's about self-mastery. When you take control of your path, progress follows. Strength represents quiet courage, compassion, and emotional resilience. This is not force, it's patience. This card reminds you that gentleness often holds more power than aggression. When strength appears, you're being asked to act from love rather than fear, and to trust your inner fortitude. True strength lies in restraint, understanding, and the ability to remain centered during challenge. The Hermit calls for solitude and reflection. This is a time to step back from distractions and listen inward. External advice may cloud clarity right now. The Hermit's lantern doesn't reveal the entire path, only the next step, and that is enough. This card honors inner guidance, patience, and the wisdom gained through stillness rather than constant motion. The Wheel of Fortune represents cycles, fate, and inevitable change. Life is moving, whether you resist or not. This card reminds you that timing plays a powerful role. Ups and downs are natural, nothing remains fixed. When the wheel turns, adaptability is essential. Trust that shifts occurring now are part of a larger pattern unfolding beyond immediate understanding. Justice represents truth, balance, and accountability. This card asks you to evaluate your actions honestly and accept responsibility for outcomes. Cause and effect are in motion. Justice is not punishment, it's alignment. When this card appears, integrity matters. Decisions made now have lasting impact. Choose fairness, clarity, and truth, even when it's uncomfortable. The Hanged Man invites surrender and perspective change. Progress is found not through effort, but through release. This card asks you to pause, reassess, and see the situation differently. Sacrifice now leads to understanding later. Resistance delays clarity. The Hanged Man reminds you that sometimes growth requires stillness, trust, and a willingness to let go of control. Death represents endings, transformation, and rebirth. This card signals the closing of a chapter, not as loss, but as evolution. Something must be released so something new can take its place. Clinging to the past prolongs discomfort. Death asks you to trust transformation. What ends now makes room for deeper alignment and renewed life energy. Temperance is balance, harmony, and integration. This card asks you to blend extremes and find your center. Healing occurs gradually through patience and moderation. Nothing needs to be rushed or forced. Temperance reminds you that sustainable growth comes from alignment, not excess. Peace is created through thoughtful balance of mind, body, and spirit. The Devil represents attachment, illusion, and self-imposed limitation. This card reveals where fear, desire, or dependency has taken control. Often the chains are looser than they appear. Awareness is the first step to freedom. The Devil asks you to reclaim your power by acknowledging what holds you and choosing liberation over comfort or denial. The Tower is sudden disruption and truth revealed. Structures built on false foundations collapse here. Though shocking, this destruction clears space for honesty and renewal. What falls away was never stable to begin with. The Tower reminds you that liberation sometimes arrives through upheaval, and clarity follows chaos. The Star represents hope, healing, and renewal. After difficulty, calm returns. This card reassures you that guidance and support are present, even if unseen. The Star asks you to trust again, to believe in your future and your worth. Healing is possible. Light returns gently, reminding you that despair is not permanent. The Moon speaks of illusion, uncertainty, and subconscious influence. Not everything is clear right now. Fear and imagination may distort perception. This card asks you to move slowly, trust intuition, and explore emotional depths without rushing conclusions. The Moon invites shadow work, facing hidden truths so clarity can eventually emerge. The Sun represents joy, clarity, and vitality. Truth is illuminated and confidence returns. This card encourages authenticity, celebration, and openness. When the sun appears, obstacles lift and optimism grows. It's a reminder to embrace life fully, express yourself freely, and allow warmth and happiness to guide your actions. Judgment is awakening and renewal. This card signals a moment of reckoning, not to punish, but to liberate. Past choices are reviewed so growth can occur. You're being called to step into a higher version of yourself. Judgment asks you to answer honestly, release shame, and rise with clarity and purpose. The World represents completion, fulfillment, and wholeness. A cycle has reached its natural conclusion. Lessons have been learned and integration has occurred. This card honors achievement and readiness for the next chapter. Celebrate how far you've come. The journey mattered, and now a new one waits.